Hi there, I'm Machine Pun Kelly, and thanks for watching. Today we're diving into the bright world of solar power. Picture this, the sun, that massive fusion reactor in the sky, beaming down enough energy in 1 hour to power the entire planet for a year. Yet we're only scratching the surface of harnessing it. In this video, we'll explore where solar stands today, its fascinating history, debunk some myths, and peek into its electrifying future. Let's soak up some knowledge. The current state of solar power, shining bright but not without shadows. Solar power has exploded in recent years, transforming from a niche tech to a global powerhouse. As of mid-2025, the world's cumulative installed solar capacity has surpassed 2.2 terawatts. That's over 2,200 gigawatts, enough to power billions of homes if distributed evenly. Just last year, in 2024, we added a staggering 597 gigawatts of new solar installations, shattering records and marking the fastest growth in renewable energy history. China leads the pack with nearly 888 gigawatts installed, followed by the US at around 248 gigawatts, India, Japan, and Germany. In the US alone, solar now accounts for about 5% of electricity generation, but it's projected to hit 10% by the end of this decade. Globally, solar PV photovoltaic dominates, with utility-scale farms, rooftop installations, and even floating arrays on water bodies. Concentrated solar power, CSP, which uses mirrors to focus sunlight for heat and electricity, is smaller but growing in sunny regions like the Middle East and Southwest US. Solar's share in global electricity, it's climbed to around 5 to 6%, but with wind and hydro, renewables now make up over 30% of the mix. Now the pluses. First, solar is clean, no CO2 emissions during operation, slashing greenhouse gases and combating climate change. Second, it's abundant. The sun isn't going anywhere for billions of years. Third, costs have plummeted. Solar panels are now cheaper than fossil fuels in many places, with levelized costs as low as $20 to $40 per megawatt hour. Fourth, it creates jobs, over 5 million worldwide in installation, manufacturing, and R&D. Sixth, it's modular. You can slap panels on a roof or build massive farms. Add in energy independence and reduced air pollution, and there are a lot of advantages to solar energy. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The minuses include intermittency. Solar only works when the sun's out, so we need batteries or grid backups, adding costs. Land use is a biggie. Large farms can disrupt ecosystems or compete with agriculture, though agrivoltaics, farming under panels, is mitigating that. Manufacturing relies on rare materials like silicon, silver, and tellurium, raising supply chain and environmental concerns. Recycling panels at end of life is improving, but not perfect, and upfront costs, while dropping, can still be a barrier for low-income areas. Weather variability and dust can cut efficiency by 10 to 20% in some spots. Overall, solar's pros far outweigh the cons, but scaling it. A brief history of solar power. From ancient flames to modern megawatts, solar power's story starts way back. Think ancient times. In the 7th century BC, humans used magnifying glasses to concentrate sunlight and start fires. Fast forward to the Greeks and Romans, who designed buildings with south-facing windows for passive solar heating. But the real photovoltaic magic began in 1839, when French physicist Alexandre Edmond Becquerel discovered the photovoltaic effect, light creating electricity in certain materials. Actually, in layman's terms, photovoltaic PV means the process of turning light into electricity. The first solar cell came in 1883, courtesy of American inventor Charles Fritz, who coated selenium with gold to achieve a whopping 1% efficiency. Not great, but a start. Efficiency in a solar panel means the percent of sunlight that hits it that is converted into energy. Things stalled until the 1950s. In 1954, Bell Labs engineers Darrell Chapin, Calvin Fuller, and Gerald Pearson unveiled the first practical silicon solar cell, hitting 6% efficiency. It powered a toy Ferris wheel and a radio. Cute, but pricey at $300 per watt. Adjusted for inflation, that's insane. The space race turbocharged development. NASA's Vanguard 1 satellite in 1958 was the first to use solar panels in orbit, proving their reliability. By the 1970s, the oil crisis hit, sparking government incentives. Exxon and others slashed costs, dropping from $100 per watt to $20 per watt by designing cheaper cells. The University of Delaware built Solar One in 1973, the first solar-powered building, blending PV with thermal tech. The 1980s brought concentrated solar power online with the first commercial CSP plant in California, using mirrors to boil water for turbines. Efficiency climbed from 6% in the 50s to 15% by the 90s. The 2000s saw China dominate manufacturing, driving prices down 90% through economies of scale. Monocrystalline silicon panels were the next advancement. Monocrystalline silicon, a high-quality type of silicon made from a single, continuous crystal structure. Those panels hit 20% plus efficiency. Then thin-film tech like cadmium telluride emerged for flexibility, and perovskites, a specific type of crystal structure, started teasing lab efficiencies over 25%. Recent leaps include bifacial panels, capturing light on both sides, anti-reflective coatings, and smart inverters for better grid integration. Cost is now under 0.5 cents per watt, making solar the cheapest new energy source in history. From powering calculators to gigawatt farms, solar's evolution is a testament to human ingenuity, turning sunlight into a viable alternative to fossil fuels. The future of solar power, brighter days ahead. Looking ahead, solar isn't just growing, it's evolving into something revolutionary. By 2030, we could be installing 1 terawatt per year globally, up from 655 gigawatts projected for 2025. In the US, generation is set to jump 75% by year's end, reaching 286 billion kilowatt-hours. But it's the tech advancements that excite me most. Perovskite solar cells are the rock stars here. These crystalline materials layer onto silicon for tandem cells, pushing efficiencies beyond 30%, double today's average. They're cheaper to produce, flexible, and could hit markets en masse by 2026, slashing costs further. Oxford University breakthroughs even suggest integrating them into existing buildings without bulky panels. Bifacial panels, capturing light from both sides, are already boosting output by 10 to 20% and will dominate new installs. Heterojunction technology, HJT, combines crystalline and amorphous silicon for 25% plus efficiency and better performance in heat. Quantum dots are tiny nanoparticles that tune light absorption, potentially revolutionizing flexible, transparent solar windows. Floating solar farms on reservoirs are exploding, reducing evaporation, cooling panels for higher efficiency, and saving land. Expect gigawatts added in Asia and Europe by 2027. Building integrated PV like Tesla's solar roof tiles will make every structure a mini power plant. Storage is key. Advances in lithium iron phosphate batteries and flow batteries will make solar 24/7 viable. Green hydrogen produced via solar electrolysis could store excess energy for industry. AI-optimized grids will predict output and balance loads. Supply chains for materials are a challenge, but recycling innovations and alternatives like sodium-based cells are emerging. Policy-wise, subsidies and carbon pricing will accelerate adoption. By 2050, solar could provide 20 to 30% of global energy, curbing emissions massively. In short, solar's future is limitless, like the sun itself. It's not just power, it's empowerment for a sustainable world. Debunking the narrative. Does solar take more energy to produce than it gives back? I would be remiss to not address the persistent myth: solar panels require more energy to manufacture than they ever produce. It's a favorite of skeptics, but let's shine some light on the facts. It's flat out wrong. This narrative stems from outdated data from the 1970s, when panels were inefficient and production was energy-intensive. Back then, energy payback time, the period for a panel to generate as much energy as used in its creation, was indeed longer, sometimes 5 to 10 years. But technology has advanced dramatically. Today, modern silicon panels have an energy payback of just 1 to 4 years, depending on location and type. For example, in sunny Perth, Australia, it's as low as 1.7 years. Even in cloudy Hobart, it's 2.3 years. With a typical lifespan of 25 to 30 years, and warranties often extending that, a panel produces 6 to 20 times more energy than invested in its making. That means 87 to 97% of its lifetime output is net positive, pollution-free energy. Studies from the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, NREL, and others factor in the full life cycle carbon footprint, which is about 40 to 50 grams of CO2 per kilowatt-hour, far less than coal's 800 to 1,000 grams or natural gas's 400 to 500 grams. Critics point to rare earth metals or China's coal-powered factories, but even there, payback is quick because panels offset dirtier energy sources. Plus, manufacturing is greening. More factories run on renewables, and efficiencies reduce material use. Thin film panels pay back in under a year. Financially, the payback myth confuses energy with money. Homeowners see ROI in 5 to 10 years via bill savings, then free power for decades. Commercial panels are even faster with incentives. Bottom line, solar isn't an energy sink, it's a multiplier. If it weren't, we wouldn't have 2+ terawatts installed worldwide. This myth is as outdated as flip phones. Time to retire it. Wrapping it up, harness the sun. We've covered solar's current dominance, its storied past, debunked energy myths, and glimpsed a future full of innovation. Solar isn't perfect, but it's our best shot at clean, abundant energy. Whether you're installing panels or just curious, remember, the sun's free. Let's make the most of it. Once again, I'm Machine Pun Kelly, and thanks for watching. If you like this, hit subscribe, and let's keep the conversation going.